Hi, I'm Mike Miller. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for watching The Other Side. My guest today is a guitar player and singer hanging around and performing at the open mics here in the Denton area, and I'm glad to have Jake Bowman. Jake, appreciate you being here today.
Thanks, Mike.
And so you've liked music for quite a while, I guess.
No, I mean, who doesn't like music? I mean, it's a natural instinct in people. Some of us just like it more than others, I suppose.
Yeah, you said you were about 14 when your dad got you your first guitar.
Yes, sir. Well, it's actually kind of funny. My sister, my older sister, was the first one to get a guitar, but she never played it.
Oh, yeah.
And I did.
Yeah.
So that kind of led to me getting my first guitar.
Yeah. What kind was it?
It was a Squire Strat Pack, midnight blue. It came with a little amp, a little gig bag, and boy, I felt like Jimi Hendrix, man, let me tell you.
So you just went straight to electric guitar
Yeah.
at the time, yeah.
But I have to be honest, I've come to a point where I prefer to play the acoustic, but I love getting down on the electric every once in a while too.
Because you usually bring an acoustic to the open mics, it seems like, yeah. But you were influenced by Hendrix and Santana. I noticed that was one of your bands on Facebook that you liked.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, Carlos, he's got a signature tone, signature sound. He's one of those guys, you know, you always know when it's him.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix was really the first major influence of mine. I mean, I can remember being 5 or 6 and watching the Woodstock documentary with my father.
Yeah.
But Jimi Hendrix introduced me to Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And man, let me tell you, when I first heard Stevie Ray Vaughan, especially a live version of Texas Flood, it was like my world ended.
That's what you wanted to do.
Oh yeah. Easier said than done.
They make it look so fun and easy, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I like the way he bent notes and just I don't know what all he was doing, but he was influenced by Hendrix and Clapton, I guess.
And mostly Albert King.
Albert King, yeah.
Yeah, he said when he first heard Albert King, he knew what he wanted to do for the rest of his life.
Really?
And it was kind of like, you know, not to sound egotistical, but it was kind of like a passing of the torch from me. It's like when I first heard Stevie Ray Vaughan, it was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And, you know, just... I have a lot of other influences too, not just like rock and roll bluesy guitar players. Like I love guys like Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love Bach, Beethoven, Mozart. I mean, I'm one of those guys where if I like what I hear, I'm influenced by it. You know, and luckily my parents were, you know, 2 hippies who just loved different types of music, so that worked out pretty well for me.
So your dad has played guitar over the years?
Oh yes, sir. Ever since he was 12.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
What are some of his influences or favorite styles of playing?
Basically all the same as mine.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you got to get it from somewhere.
Yeah.
But he's also more acoustically inclined, and you know, it's just, he's my favorite guitar player.
Yeah.
I gotta say. But it was funny because I just began progressing, and it got to a point where I was actually showing him what to do instead of him showing me what to do.
Really?
So, you know, he didn't get jealous. He loved it. Still does.
It's strange how Stevie Ray and his brother Jimmy have such different styles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jimmy's a little bit slower as far as like the speed in which the notes that he plays.
Yeah.
But what's great is, especially with the 2 Vaughan brothers, is the soul is still there. Because I actually was fortunate enough to go to the 2004 Crossroads Guitar Festival.
Really?
And I got to see Jimmy Vaughan live, and he played Texas Flood in honor of Stevie. And but I mean, you know, he tore it up. He was great. And you know, Stevie was more of a just a reckless abandon, go for it. It was almost like controlled chaos the way Stevie Ray played.
Yeah.
Whereas Jimmy was a little more conventional. He was more of the, okay, this is the way you do it, you know, you bend this note, whereas Stevie just went all for it. But they're both great.
I always liked the Thunderbirds. I thought they were really good.
I never got to see them, unfortunately, but I did get to see Jimmy. I've heard many times my father got to see the Fabulous Thunderbirds. He went to a show where it was Jimmy and the Thunderbirds, Stevie Ray and Double Trouble, ZZ Top, and then The Who closed out the show. I think it was one of the old Texas jams that they had back in the early 80s.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
And down at the Cotton Bowl.
I saw Stevie Ray Vaughan a long time ago with the Black Cobras before he formed Double Trouble, and they were great even back then. You know, you could tell he had talent and he was going somewhere.
Yeah, that was when he was down in Anton's, right? Down in Austin?
Well, he actually came to North Louisiana, where I went to college, and played there.
Oh, right on.
And it was a commotion. You know, a lot of people came to that. It was a Friday night, and this big club was packed. People over there appreciate hot musicians coming over, you know, and doing something like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you have an electric guitar now that you use? Or?
I used to. I'm working on getting one of those because as much as I love playing the acoustics, I still have that urge to get on an electric and turn up the volume, you know?
Play through an amp, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of acoustic do you play now?
It is an Epiphone EJ200 cutaway. It's basically a copy of one of the Gibson J200s, but it's just a tidbit smaller, but it sounds great. And I've recently got it upgraded with a few things, got some real nice strings on it, and she sings. I named her Marilyn. I'm one of those guys, I name my guitars, so bit of a tradition amongst guitar players. So, and she sounds great.
Do you like rap and R&B, that kind of music?
I actually do. In the early 90s, you know, Tupac was the big thing, so I listened to a bit of him. But recently, as far as rap is concerned, I really, really love Tech Nine.
Really?
And the whole strange music. I mean, they're like speed rappers. Like, imagine Eddie Van Halen's playing, but done with a voice and words. It's just, choppers is what they're called, because, you know, with the lyrics, they chop, 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 and they do those things. And just the guys that Tech gets on there is just ridiculously good, so I really enjoy his music.
It'd be interesting to see what kind of music we have 5, 10 years from now.
Oh, it would be very interesting, and that's the great thing about it, is it's always evolving, it's always changing.
Yeah.
You know? And
would you consider that we're in a classical period now, or romantic?
in pertaining to like what
Well,
style?
just music genres in general. Maybe that's a stupid question. It's
No,
probably
it's
too broad, yeah.
No, it's a deep question, and I like deep questions. I suppose, you know, there's a lot of different types of music that are coming into their own. Like, you look at all the dubstep type stuff, which really isn't my cup of tea, but you know, those musicians, they still work hard and they deserve their respect.
They move people.
Yeah, they do, and you know, that's the whole point behind music. If it turns you on, it turns you on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no point, you know, dissing and hating on each other.
No, that's right. There's too much of that in the world today.
Oh, absolutely. But as far as your question, I definitely think that is like a classical, because, you know, when you listen to Bach or Mozart or Beethoven now and they call it classical, well, you have to understand it was all new back then. No one had ever heard those things. So maybe 5, 10, 50 years from now, people will look back on like dubstep or rap or the new types of rock and roll that are coming out, and they'll be like, hey, look at all that classical music. I mean, I actually had an interesting moment about a year ago. I was listening to 92.5 KZPS, and they played a Green Day song.
Yeah.
And when you hear Green Day coming on the classic rock channel, you check your watch a little bit. It's like, oh, okay. But it's great. So yeah, I think you could say we're in a bit of a classical period.
I think so too, really. But there's a lot of romantic movements going on.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you ever play at any house parties around here in the North Texas area? Or?
No, not as of yet.
Yeah.
But I'm still branching out. And
you might like to in the future.
Sure, sure. I mean, it's a great town for music. I have to say the one thing about Denton, because I grew up in Dallas, and we moved to Denton about 3 years ago. And ever since then, I was just swept up by the atmosphere. It's a very welcoming town for musicians. And what's great about it is that it's almost like Austin was back in the 70s, where you could have all of these conflicting, not necessarily conflicting in that sense, but diverse styles of music, and it's accepted. You know, you see somebody playing a type of music that you've never heard before, you know, you may like it, you may not, but the atmosphere of Denton says, you know what, hey, let them do their thing.
That's right, yeah.
You know, they're up there doing it, so more power to them.
For sure. Well, Jake, I appreciate you coming down to the studio today, and I'm going to get out of the way and let you play some music for us. And,
oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and you guys stay tuned for Jake Bowman. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.
How y'all doing? I'm very grateful to Mr. Miller for having me on his show, and I'll just get right to it. The first song I'm going to do is a song called Old Man by Neil Young, and he wrote it when he bought a ranch, and there was an old man who lived there, a caretaker, who was just the foreman of the ranch, but he wrote this song for him, so I hope you enjoy it. My rendition, anyways.
Oh man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life, 24, there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two. I've lost such a cost, give me things that don't get lost, like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling on to you. Oh man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. One look in my eye and you can tell it's true. Lullabies look in your eyes, run around the same old town. Doesn't mean that much to me, to mean that much to you. I've been first and last, look at how the time rolls past. Now I'm all alone at last and rolling on to you. Oh man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. I've been looking my life.
That is the new version that I just made up. It ends very abruptly. I'm a little nervous, you'll have to forgive me. Sorry about that, but we'll just keep on moving right along. This is my first time being on a real television station. Next song I'm going to do is a little tune by Pink Floyd. You may have heard of them. And it's called Wish You Were Here. What's cool about this song is David Gilmour wrote it on a 12-string. And yeah, just get right along with it.
So you think you could tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Could you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you could tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts? hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. Have we found the same old fears? I wish you were here. All right, let me just get this down into drop D real quick. The next song I'm going to do for you is a Beatles song, and it is called Dear Prudence. I extended the opening a little bit, mainly because I got bored, but I hope you enjoy it. Dear Prudence, won't you come out to play? Dear Prudence, greet the brand new day. The sun is up, the sky is blue, it's beautiful, and so are you, dear Prudence. Won't you come out to play? Dear Prudence, open up your eyes. Dear Prudence, see the sunny skies. The wind is low, the birds still sing that you're a part of everything, dear Prudence. Won't you open up your eyes? Look around and round. Look around and round. Look around. Dear Prudence, let me see you smile. Dear Prudence, like a little child. The clouds will be a daisy chain, so let me see you smile again, dear Prudence. Won't you let me see you smile? Dear Prudence, won't you come out to play? Dear Prudence, greet the brand new day. The sun is up, the sky is blue, it's beautiful, and so are you, dear Prudence. Won't you come out to play?
Want me to do one more? Uno más? Uno más. What to play, what to play, what to play. Since I'm in drop D.
Seagull, you fly across the horizon into the misty morning sun. Nobody asks you where you are going. Nobody knows where you're from. Here is a man asking the question, is this really the end of the world? Seagull, you must have known for a long time the shape of things to come. Now you fly through the sky, never asking why. And you fly all around. Seagull, you fly across the horizon into the misty morning sun. Nobody asks you where you are going, and nobody knows where you're from, and you fly through the sky, never asking why, and you fly all around till somebody shoots you down. Seagull, you fly, and you fly away today, and you fly away tomorrow, and you fly away today, and just leave me to my sorrows.
Thank you.
And they tell me, follow your dreams. And they say, do what you want, and money will come.